Hey there, and welcome back to Summer Lake today with the Everglades as our project. Now, this is not really a country, I know, but the country will be the United States, obviously. And yeah, I think this might be a little bit surprising to most of you because we've had a little bit of a different approach in the first three countries I did. So the first three countries have been the wonderful Japan. We went then to Egypt and we made our way then over Nepal back into this area right now, which is the Everglades. And here's the thing why I chose to do the Everglades. I had this in my mind from the very beginning. As I said, I had some countries already in my mind. Not all of them are set yet, but I had some in my mind. I'm exchanging some at the times, and then I'm kind of thinking about stuff I want to do. And now, actually, space-wise, we are coming into a little bit of a problematic situation right now because honestly, there is not that much space left in the zoo. We are already halfway around the circle of the area of the lake, and I wanted to make sure that something is really coherent about this, and this is that every single country has its own story and offers something completely different. And by completely different, I really mean something that is unique to the area itself. Now, we had Japan, which was really focused on the hot springs and Mount Fuji and the gardens, so that kind of a whole little village, if you will, which even could be like a party location in the end, if you want to talk about. We had Egypt, which was all about the pyramid, which you could go in, and there is all this kind of stuff hidden in there. Then we obviously had Nepal, which is the incredible mountain space, which is a very intricate and very immersive area that you can go into and just experience. And the one thing that was missing completely in the zoo so far is a totally open area, and this is going to be what you're seeing right now. So we are building a very open Everglade boat tour. Now, that said, I'm really having some serious issues over here. Now, this is created purely for the aesthetics. You will see in today's real-time part, you will see a few minor things that are problematic in here, and this is the one thing we are starting with right now. I had the cool idea to use again the rotated, what was it again? I think it's the common reed, which are rotated to the backside, and then it kind of looks cool, like some murky dry grass in the water. Well, actually, it's not dry grass; it's kind of brown grass. It's definitely not dry while it's in water. But God, this is ridiculous. That was some dry grass in water. That makes no sense. No, but actually some murky brown grass that is in the water, and you would see like actually in the Everglades. And I used this because I remembered that most of the animals can actually traverse that pretty easily, and it's like not the elephant grass, which is acting like a potentially like the craziest barrier in the game. But no, unfortunately, the alligators are like the saltwater crocodiles, which we are using as alligators, unfortunately can't really pass these things. So I will need to change a whole bunch of stuff before. Did I just whatever? No, my English is broken again. But no, we're actually using this a lot here, but I will have to change it so that actually the saltwater crocodiles can swim a bit better. Like the females can already do it at the end of this episode, but the males unfortunately cannot, which is a bit of a pity. But anyhow, also let me just quickly talk about the time-lapse itself a little bit. Now it's a bit shorter than in the last couple of episodes. That's not because I did less. Well, in fact, I did some of it in the live stream, and I wanted to use this as a very selfish plug here again. In case you guys are interested into some live streams, I am doing regular live streams on Tuesday evenings mostly at the moment on that other platform, and I would love to grow this a lot more because it's always fun to have a lot of you guys in the chat. Now, in case you're not following over there, I highly recommend to jump over. In case you're not, you don't have any idea what I'm talking about, you will find the link to my live stream platform in the description down below. The reason why I'm not saying the name is that, well, it is rumored that YouTube is downvoting the videos where you tell this. Also, technically, it's kind of forbidden to advertise another channel, even though it's not like completely forbidden. But it's, you know, YouTube doesn't really like if you do the advertisement right out of here, so to send people over. But you know, since I'm not live right now, it's just a general info. God, what's my English? Just pronunciation wise, totally weird today. Anyways, so in case you want to catch me live at some point, make sure to go to the link down below. If you don't have an account there, you can create one pretty simply for just watching. There's also great content out there as well, and you can just, you know, follow me over there and you get a notification whenever I am live, which again is mostly Tuesdays at the moment, around 7, 8-ish Central European summertime at the moment. Oh god, it's so hot outside, it's definitely summertime. Anyways. So that was just my little selfish plug over here, and we've built most of this here in the live stream actually. So most what you're seeing in here is live stream stuff. However, I forgot unfortunately to record a pretty big part of it. Like I don't know, I think like an hour or so I completely forgot to record, and also many of the tweaks I did this time without actually recording it because there was so much stuff that was really annoying to do, and so much stuff I changed. So for example, the sign you're watching right now, me building, is I think the third or even, no, it actually was the fourth iteration of the sign. I tried some different ones, I wasn't too happy with it. I tried some with Rice's fonts, which looked a lot better, but then I just ended up using a different font here now for the moment because of the size. But it's kind of the only thing I did. Now the rest is pretty much now the final design I'm really happy with. It looks fairly simple and it went very quick, but you know, if you've tried already some kind of designs, you know potentially which pieces to use and what you definitely want to use and whatnot. And yeah, so here goes. This is why we are using this in-game font, which I still don't know why Frontier didn't fix most of it. There's quite some stuff about the font, especially the kind of way how the font is displayed in the game and why it is so fuzzy at the edges. So it's kind of very pixelated at the edges. I still don't really know why. I would love to see that a bit more clean, a bit more sharp. That would be awesome to just make sure that you can use the in-game text a little bit better, because I do love Rice's fonts a lot. Like honestly, I love them, but they're like incredibly piece heavy and sometimes even destroying the performance quite a bit when you use them too crazily in one area. So yeah, I wanted to avoid that as much as I can over here and maybe use that somewhere else, because I have some stuff in my mind where potentially I will need to use a whole bunch of pieces in the future, and well, I don't want to destroy all of that quite yet. Now let me talk a little bit about this open area over here. Now I did a little bit of research, guys. I went to Google Maps and I went to the Everglades. I did some Google Street Views. I did a little tour. I did like a little virtual boat tour. I did some kind of virtual, rides with a car down the roads there into the Everglades. Because again, when I've been there, I was at the age of 8 years, so that's quite a while ago, and I don't really remember that well. So I did a bit of research how it looks there, and I wanted to try some kind of building styles that would fit this area. And I ended up going with the very, very, very common and standard, Floridian American building style. I guess, I don't know, you can't even call this Floridian. It's almost like, it's like the American beach, hot area, summer area building style with this kind of, using loads of wooden pillars, like classical. It kind of takes in some of the Victorian style, but just a little bit, and the rest is kind of American, just purely American building style, I guess. Like very boring and very standard, but sometimes there lies a particular beauty in it, and this is what we are doing right here. We're using that as the boat station, and there will be an even more barebone and basic building as the ticket building and some food and drink stalls at the very beginning, which is close to what is imagined to be a parking lot. So what I've found is that most of these tours and most of these areas they don't really have that much. There's just like a parking lot and the tickets and kind of some storage buildings and a whole bunch of backstage, I guess. Like, I don't want to call it backstage. It's almost like, utility area, I want to say, where you would jump onto the boats, and well, that is basically about it. There's not much around there. I haven't found like I did found two or three like harbor areas which really fit. I do remember that there's one area I was really interested in doing, but then again, we don't really have the stuff in here. And this is kind of a manatee rescue station, which I loved a lot, and they had kind of a very clever way of having like a hydraulic kind of system where I can put the manatees on and then flood it, and then just kind of make sure that the trainer or like the keeper is sitting next to it and kind of cure it, and then you fill in the water. It's kind of a little bit of a hydraulic system. I loved this kind of little tank, and it was like a whole bunch of different research stations down there, which I loved. I'm not sure in which area exactly that was of the Everglades, but I think it was more like the northeastern part, if I'm not completely wrong. And they had these stations there, which I found very interesting, but I think they didn't really fit the idea here too well. So yeah, as you can see, by the way, we are using some kind of little detailing here, and honestly, I think it works. I think it doesn't really need more than that. The simplicity of the building is really what makes it look so generic, I guess, and so easy, but at the same time very fitting for this theme park zoo-ish approach here. And yeah, here you can see the other building I was just talking about. It's going to be even more bare bone, and we are not going to talk too much about it, what is going on with these buildings in the future, because I will put some more details in, making sure that they all look finished and whatnot. But you know, this is just, as I said, the little parking lot idea over here. We get some patches of plaster, or as I imagined, like some asphalt here, and then just doing some curbs and some beams and whatever, just making sure that this looks somewhat more finished. And one of the biggest struggles I still have, and I saw someone posting very cool rebuilds of some concept art of Planet Zoo these days, and there's one thing I kind of recognized right away, which I remembered that I was super hyped about it in these concept arts, but it never actually appeared to be realized in the game. And if there's one thing I really dislike about these shops that you can see right there, these shops are like 4 meters tall and 4 meters wide and 4 meters in depth. It's a 4 by 4 by 4 meter block, which is insane, okay? And like a building is not like 4 meters tall, especially not these kind of very flat classic buildings. They are going to maybe 3 meters 20, if at all. But like, if you want to go 4 meters, that might be the highest point of the spire at most, I guess. Not that much more to have there. And so it's really always a little bit of a struggle to make these buildings appear somewhat smaller than they really are. So you have to work with a very clever positioning of the shops and of the roof, and just making the perspective work for your favor, because otherwise you can't get them any smaller. But yeah, so we're getting into the last phases of the time lapse already, so let me just kind of make the segue into the real-time part. I really hope you guys enjoyed this time lapse so far. I know it is completely different from what we've done last time, so let me know in the comments down below what you think of this Everglade idea. And if you've got something very iconic which I missed out on, let me know in the comments down below. I would wish to put something else in. If you have some kind of valid stuff that needs to go in here. Remember, we don't really have that many animals that we could use here. In fact, I think we don't have any suitable animal. We have to work around ourselves a little bit with the saltwater crocodile, maybe with some flamingos and stuff like that. So yeah, in case you have some ideas, let me know. But until then, enjoy the real-time part now, guys, and have a good time. Alright everyone, here we are in the real-time part, and as promised, we are looking at the Everglades National Park tour, as you can see over here with this little sign and the buildings here. So this is, completely different from what we've seen last time. It's not as intricate, it's quite open, it's, just very much focused on the experience here. And honestly though, it's also very simple, and I really want to make sure that I do some tweaks and little bits here and there, but this will be for the week episode. But this is how it turned out. So you have this viewing platform over here. You can really have a wonderful look into the Everglades. And actually, I'm not sure if we will be able to spot one of the alligators. Well, actually, these are the saltwater crocodiles. We do have some issues though, because well, they have a pretty ridiculous hitbox when it comes to the plants. So yeah, they are mostly not able to swim anywhere. So they're mostly on the land sides, and then they just have to go in. But maybe if we are lucky, we will be able to catch some of those once we go into the boats tour and have a little look. Okay, but anyways, let's go a little bit back here. So yeah, this is the entrance area, and I looked a little bit on to Google Maps and just tried to make sure that this is as bare bone as possible, because that's what I found on Google Maps. You have some shops, some stores, some pretty simple buildings, and then once you go in there, you sometimes have these kind of little recreation areas in there, where people can take a picnic. You have some backstage, nothing really fancy. I just wanted to make sure that we do have a complete difference in terms of what happened this time and in comparison to the Nepal episode on Nepal we had last time. But yeah, if you go here, you can really tell that to the left hand side there's like a little danger sign here to not go into this area, and then on the right hand side we would have the queue to go into the boats tour. And you know what, I think we just do this right now. Let's jump onto the boat. Alright, here we are sitting in the boat, and I have no idea, I just I did not really ride this once, so we will have a look now if we can catch anything on this tour, because honestly this is how it should be. I do need to change a few things here with the animals, and then yeah, I will hopefully be able to fit another just a pair of animals in here, so to say. Actually I want to put like a whole lot of animals in here, but this is also partly the beauty of such a tour. You need to just spot the animals, but I promise for the next episode I will be showing you the final result. This time I need to tease you a little bit, just because it does require a little bit of testing before we can do so. But you can really tell it is going somewhere. I think it just kind of is cool. I wanted to put some flamingos in here as well, even though I know it would not be super realistic game-wise to have them in, I guess, because they are together with the saltwater crocodiles not doing too well in one habitat. But now this is one of my favorite parts. You guys asked for doing this, like going through a little tunnel of mangroves, and this is what it is. Oh, look at that. This is where you spot all the alligators. Look at this on the right hand side there. They are chilling. There are some more in the grass here. Is there actually one in the water? No, it's having its mouth open. That looked actually fairly cool, to be honest. This looked somewhat like I was hoping that it is looking, just having this little tour. The tour is also kind of quick, to be honest, so maybe making this a little bit slower might give us a chance to spot some more animals as well. We just have to keep our eyes open. If we can find another animal, somewhere to the right, to the left, somewhere, if we can find it. Not really, there's no one moving around right now, but we can have another look to the left now, because I remember that some of those love to chill on this middle island. I also didn't have too many enrichment pieces here. Oh, there's another one. You can spot it just behind that grass. But I just wanted to keep it a little bit more realistic by just driving past there. Let's see if we can spot it. There you go. You can just barely spot it through the grass. But yeah, we are moving already back into the station, and I definitely have to lower the speed. There was just another one in the grass down there. It's so cool. We will just have a little flyover and show you the whole stuff now, how it looks from above. So yeah, this is how the Everglades look from above, and yeah, even though it is pretty much screenshot material and looks kind of cool, to be honest. Also, if you have a look from over here, you can let's just wait until the boat is going into the tour, because it kind of suits this view even more if we are just waiting for it to go in there. This is where you would have the actual tour vibes, and you just hear getting some tickets here on the left hand side, and then just go for the boat tour. But if we just move up, this is the whole area where the animals can move around. You can see most of them are chilling over here. That's kind of cool now that they're in the water. As I said, the traversable area is not too well, because these turned around leaves that kind of make this murky effect and stuff, they act like a little bit of a natural barrier, which is not too cool. I mean, sure, they cannot break out, but it's still very unfortunate. There you can see the other ones. Like I might just add a lot more females, because they can traverse a lot better through this area than the male ones. So just keeping some of the male ones in here for the experience in the back. And Sometimes you see them actually in the Everglades also chilling quite in some large groups in these areas. I remember just not really well. I've been 8 years old when I did a tour in the Everglades, so it is, 22 years ago, which is quite a while. But yeah, that looks cool. Look at that. You have the boat just going by the wonderful crocodile. Let me just stop this and see if we can. Yeah, it still looks kind of cool if I just move the camera this way. we have this little spot here. That's kind of decent. If we do it that way, yeah, you have some of those. I don't really like that they are bugging into each other to the left hand side there, but oh my lord, the boat is quick. The boat is super quick. Anyways, guys, this is already the little show case in the real-time part of it, because honestly, there's not much to show, and again, this is what I already talked about in the time-lapse. This was partly the idea, to just have this very open area that kind of reflects the US Florida-inspired habitat here in our Summer Lake Zoo, and as you can see, it is filling up the zoo quite nicely. So we only have like 2-ish areas left, including the main street, which will feature maybe some kind of little surprises, but nothing too major. And honestly, also looking from over here, the whole thing looks already pretty damn cool. If we just go in and you have this big tree in the middle, nothing is really destroying the view too much. You can't really tell where is what and stuff. You have some things peeking through, like Japan, Egypt. You cannot really tell if that is, Nepal or not, whatnot, and you can't really tell what that is. So this is kind of cool, and we do something other cool stuff to the left here, and yeah, we are about to be done with this a little bit sooner than I thought, planned, whatever you want to say, but just making sure that this fits in my schedule. And yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy, let me just move back to the area here, so we can all have this wonderful Everglade view. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to consider subscribing if you haven't already, because I still see that a lot of people continuously watching my videos, and they seem to, you guys seem to enjoy it. So, in case you haven't subscribed now, make sure to do so. It really helps me out, helps the channel out, and I really hope you guys do appreciate all the effort put in here. But now, have a wonderful Sunday. Enjoy your time, guys. Make sure to stay safe, and I catch you in the next one. Until then, have a good time and goodbye.